Hello there, everybody. I want to welcome you all here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. So we're back here with a series running for the month of July, which is those 31 rock bands that have related or connected bands to them. So this is one of the longest, and not just one of the longest, but one of the longest with a lot of fairly well-known bands connected to it. I think I've got a total of about 15 or 12 or 15 bands here that were connected mostly directly to this main band. So the band we're going to be talking about today is Yes. Chose the Relayer album so I could get Patrick Moraz in there. Yeah, so basically this is Yes is the connector band today. A band with 25 studio albums and probably more live albums than I care to even bring up. But great band. This is a great album as well. A kind of an unusual album. Kind of this one and Drama kind of remind me of each other because they're very different at that time period to other Yes albums. So some of the connections included the Sin, which was where Chris Squire and Peter Banks came from, two of the original members of Yes. And then the next one up is Tomorrow, featuring Steve Howe, who joined and replaced Peter Banks in the band. This is the only album that they released. Next up is the Straubs. This is not a Straubs album with the right people on it, but it's the one I have, so I'm going to use it. This is the Straubs. This is where Rick Wakeman basically came from. Then you have King Crimson, of course, with their multiple albums, and Bill Bruford, who probably was on more King Crimson albums than he was on Yes albums, but this is where he went when he left after Close to the Edge. Next up is the Plastic Ono Band, where they got Alan White from to replace Bill Bruford. Then we have, as they moved a little bit further along, they also replaced Rick Wakeman with Patrick Moraz coming over from Refugee. And then in 1980, after the band had kind of splintered with Anderson and Wakeman leaving, they replaced them with Buggles, which I didn't mention. I did mention the Buggles. Buggles with Trevor Horn and Jeff Downs joining the band. And then after the band broke, Steve Howe went on along with Jeff Downs to form Asia, along with a couple of, at least one King Crimson member in John Wetton, and then you also had Carl Palmer from Emerson, Lake and Palmer to form this band, Asia, who had a very successful run. And then Trevor Rabin came in later from Rabbit, which is a South African band. And then another band formed that had most of the original Yes members or the classic members of the band, Anderson, Rupert, Wakeman, and Howe here on they call this ABWH. So this was basically Yes minus Chris Squire, really, when you think about it. And then they joined with Yes, the other Yes version, and produced the album Union. Later, much later, John Anderson, having been out of the band, was then replaced by Benoit David, who was only shortly in the band, and then he was replaced by Glasshammer's John Davison. And that's where we stand today. Those are the bands that I've chosen. I'm going to give you to them all back now. So we have Yes, The Sign, Tomorrow, The Straubs, King Crimson, the Plastic Ono Band, Refugee, the Buggles, and then Asia, Rabbit, Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe, and last but not least, Glasshammer. So those are the connector bands. One of the longer episode, obviously, because so many bands involved. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you want, you can hit the like and subscribe. You can make any comments about this run of albums if you want, or bands, I should say. Or you can choose one of your own and talk about the connector bands there too. So anyways, we will see you all tomorrow for another episode. And I forgot to mention that my parcel from Ben has come, which includes this beautiful hat from Australia. I love this. I probably wear this mostly every day now for a while. And also a couple of albums that were very difficult to get here, but he sent them to me, and I'm happy. I'll be releasing what they are when I do new albums purchased at the end of the month. So hope to see you all then, and hope to see you all tomorrow for another episode of those bands that were related or connected to series we're running for the month of July. So take care and have yourself a good night, and goodbye here from the Prog Monster.